Okay. The intent of this video is to be able to help students na medyo dili kayo strong along background na algebra ang subject, particularly on this topic, quadratic equations. So I hope na after watching this video, uh, ang uban ng mga doubts ninyo ma-clear na. And for those nga strong foundation, pwede ra gyapon i-review niyo. Pwede ra gyapon mo mag-review og tanawa. Okay, let us start. So, an equation is a statement that two quantities are equal. Okay? And to solve an equation means to find the value of the unknown. Amo na pasabot. Pag na problem, solve the equation, and kuha ni mga value sa unknown. Normally, it's x. The value of the unknown is called the root of the equation. A quadratic equation is one, or it is an equation in which the highest power of the unknown quantity is 2. So, for example, you have this one, x squared minus 3x plus 1 equal to 0 is a quadratic equation. So, kung mabalik to sa definition ng an equation is a statement that two quantities are equal, so bali, ang left side, kini nga quantity equal sa right nga quantity. Nga, kini the value ani is equal to 0. Yan ang equation. There are 4 methods of solving quadratic equations. These are by factorization where possible. Pasabot na kung pwede ma-factor. Pero kung dili ma-factor, ayaw gamit ani. Okay. Second is by completing the square. And then ikatulo is using the quadratic formula. And 4 is graphical. Pero taas na no? Taas na. It will take time kung magamit ka So, ako lang i-share sa inyo ang kinilang tulo ka methods. Okay. Sige. Factorization, sometimes Z ang gamit pero mamarag meaning. Sige. Multiplying out quantity 2x plus 1 and quantity x minus 3 gives 2x squared minus 6x plus x minus 3. Balik kung i-expand mo, multiply ba? 2x times x, 2x squared. Distribute mo. 2x times negative 3, this one. 1 times x, 1 negative 3, yan. Okay. And then you simplify like terms, or you add like terms, mo na resulta. Okay? Now, the reverse process of moving from 2x squared minus 5x to 3 to two factors, 2x plus 1 and x minus 3 is called factorizing. Okay? So, if the quadratic equation can be factorized, this provides the simplest method of solving a quadratic equation. Correct, no? Like, kung mabungkag mo into some factors, mo nang pinakadali kung mag-solve ka quadratic equation. Pero, na may cases nga dili ma-factor. So, importante nga kabalo ka sa other methods. So, for example, kini, quadratic equation, then, factorize mo din siya. Ano yung factors? And, we all know nga, if the product of two quantities is 0, it means na one of those quantities is 0. So, it's either kini ang 0 or ang x minus 3 ang 0. Mao na. So, like, example, 1,000 times 0. 0 ang gina. Or 0 times 1,000. 0 gyapon. So, pili lang ng duha nga 0. So, it's either ang 2x plus 1 equals 0 or ang x minus 2 equal to 0. So, to solve for x, like for this one, i-transpose nyo yung 1, ma-negative siya, and then divided by 2, and naki-x nga, negative 1 half. Sa ikaduha, transpose nyo yung 3, positive siya. X equals 3. Alam, pinaka-simple, isa ako ma-factor nyo. Sige, sample problem. Solve the equation x squared plus 2x minus 8 equal to 0, and letter B, 3x squared minus 11x minus 4 equal to 0 by factorization. Sige. Ang lisod lang sa quadratic is kung na coefficient ng second degree. Pero kung wala, okay raman. Okay. So for letter A, nga x squared plus 2x minus 8 equal to 0. The factors of x squared are x and x. Simple raman ko niya, x of x raman. So these are placed in parentheses. Thus, oh. So ang kulang ni mo is kini na lang. Paniliwa ka number dire. Dire ta sa 8. So ngita kag two numbers nga ang ilang product is 8. Mo ni siya. The factors of negative 8 are upat ka buok, positive 8 and negative 1 kay negative 8 man. So positive 8 and negative 1, negative 8 and positive 1, positive 4, negative 2, and negative 4 and positive 2. Ang target nimo is makuha nimo na yung middle term na positive 2x. So mamili ka sa upat ka factors, depende sa ila nga mo result of positive 2. Kinira. Okay. I-add na nimo positive 2 man. So the only combination to given a middle term of positive 2x is positive 4 and negative 2. So maora na yung pwede. So from this one, supplyan nato and we have this. Ini. Positive 4 and negative 2. Yan. Ayaw na, multiply. So the quadratic equation thus becomes this one. Mga ito na if the product of two quantity is 0, ang isaan nila is 0. And masolve na nimong x there. So to solve for the roots, either kana ang 0, that is x equal to negative 4, or ang x minus 2. Not x equals. So, mo ni siya ang roots sa first nga equation. For letter B, the factors of 3x squared are 3x and x. So, medyo, okay lang siya kay isa rin 3x, x. Now, what if kung ang coefficient is, let us say, 12. Diba? 12. Now, ang factors sa 12, kadaghan man, you have 12 and 1, 6 and 2, 4 and 3. So, mo result, ang mahitabo, mag-trial and error ka. Kaya wala mo ni standard na pattern. O, trial and error ang labasan. Okay, so for this one, 3x squared laman, so medyo simple ra, 3x and x. And then sa 4 na yun ka. So, sa negative 4, tulo. Negative 4 and positive 1, positive 4 and negative 1, negative 2 and 2. And then target dahil mo ang middle term, ang first degree term, negative 11. I-compare dahil mo. Okay? So, supplyan mo. Negative 4 plus 1 ba? Positive 4 and negative 1 ba? Or negative 2 and positive 2. And try mo until na makakuha pag negative 11 na first degree term. So kung giyon sa pagkuha ang giyon sa pag plaster ang positive 1 o negative 4 katong multiply ka para na Like 3x times negative 4, that's negative 12. 1 times x man. So negative 12 plus 1, naka-negative 11. Diba? O so kung yun sa pagkuha ni, for beginners, it's trial and error. Eh? Pero sa katong medyo familiar na gamay, dali ra sila dali ra nila makuha. Okay. Basta ang imong target is kini na makuha ninyo negative 11. So ibalik nimo. Okay. So after this, equate nimo 0 na kay x nga dire 4 and the other one is negative 1/3. Mo na imong x. So pero ang factorization wala ni siya ikuan. Wala ni siya kining standard yun na procedure. So, mostly mo result of trial and error ani. So kung di ka ganahan og factorization, even if pwede sa ma-factor, you can try the second method, which is completing the square. So, ilan niya completing the square? An expression such as x squared or quantity x plus 2 squared or quantity x minus 3 squared is called a perfect square. So, one advantage of perfect square. Like if x squared equals 3, then x is equal to plus or minus square root of 3. Same with this one. X plus 2 squared equals 5, then x plus 2 equals this one. So to solve for x, you transpose nyo 1 and 2, you will have this one. Duha gyapon ka factors because the highest power of x is 2 man. So first root, duha factors sorry, duha roots. The first root is negative 2 plus square root of 5. The second root is negative 2 minus square root of 5. And so with the third one. Okay? So inani na yung one sa completing the square. If a quadratic equation can be rearranged so that one side of the equation is a perfect square and the other side of the equation is a number like this one, then the solution of the equation is readily obtained by taking the square roots of each side as in the above examples. Amo na mahitabo. Okay. Nga kung perfect square ang left, tapos number na yun ang right, dali ra na. You get the square root of each side or both sides. Mao na dayon eh. Di ba? The process of rearranging one side of a quadratic equation into a perfect square before solving is called completing the square. So, mao ni siya. Perfect square, kung imo siyang kining isinibongkago nimo, i-distribute nimo na kay nga na ni x squared plus 2ax plus a squared. Oh. So, based makita nimo na in order to make the quadratic expression x squared plus 2ax, di ba trinomial man, kay tulo man ika terms, no? So, ang pagparehan ba? Trinomial, 3 terms. So, kung kanilang ang given, x squared plus 2ax, saan yung pagkuhaan How do we determine this term a squared? Para ang result is this one, x plus a squared. So, inaan lang. In order to make the quadratic equation x squared plus 2ax into a perfect square, it is necessary to mag-add ka half of the coefficient of x, and then after that, square nimo. So, base dere, ang coefficient sa x is 2a man, i-divide siya og 2 kay half man. Half sa coefficient sa x, 2a divided by 2, a na lang. Na square na yun, na a square. Muna i-add nimo. Ba? Mao na siya. 2a coefficient sa first degree term divided by 2 niya square and then you have this. Mao na buhaton nimo perme. Sige. Example. Ang first example na to, mogamit ta og steps para guided ka ba. And then after that, pag medyo familiar na dayon ka, pwede na wala, detso-detso na dayon. Importante maning kuan kit basic it. Dapat masabtan nimo. Sige. Solve 2x squared plus 5x equal to 3 by completing the square. So, ang una is this. Rearrange the equation so that all terms are on the same side of the equal sign. And also, the coefficient of the x squared term is positive. Dapat positive. So, normally, ang tanan nga term sa right, i-transpose sa left. Mo na mahitabo. Transpose sa left. On the same side man, i-equate ni mo 0. Now, pero make sure na ang coefficient sa second degree term is positive. Kung negative ni, dali rapod, i-divide nimo or i-multiply, i-multiply nimo og negative 1, ma-change ang sign nila. Ma-change. Para lagi ma-positive ang second degree term. Yung naaraw ka simple? Step 2. Make the coefficient of the x squared term unity. Pasabot ani 1 ba? So kung na coefficient ng second degree term, i-divide to nimo para mawala to. So in this case, this is achieved by dividing throughout by 2. I-divide nimo 2. Mao na siya. So mo na itong quadratic equation, tanan term, i-divide ato 2. Para lang ma-cancel ning 2 dire. Okay. Kaya dili mo ka pwede mag-completing the square kung naay coefficient yung x squared. Dili pwede. So dapat wala gina sa coefficient. After this, mao na rin to. I-rearrange mo balik ang equation so that ang mabilin sa left side will only be the second degree term and the first degree term. Atong na x, ang constant will be transposed to the other side or right side. So, ang negative 3 halves, ma-positive na siya. Dili na dayon. Pwede na ka mag-completing the square. Gamito ni mo itong suggestion kanina. Na half of the coefficient, i-divide ni sorry. Mag-add ka og half sa coefficient sa x ni square. So, add to both sides of the equation half of the coefficient of x and the square. So, in this case, the coefficient of x is 5 halves. Di ba? 5 halves man. So, you divide na ni mo 2. Ang result na is 5 over 4. Tapos, i-square ni mo and you have this. Di ba? So, na kayo na. Both sides, add to both sides. Kana. And then, LHS, left-hand side. The left-hand side is now a perfect square. This one, perfect square na siya. So, nakaya na So, yun sa pagkuha ng 5 over 4, kung sa imong 1, half sa coefficient, mo na siya dali. Half sa coefficient sa x ba? 5 halves divided by 2 mo na dali. So, perfect square ng left. Next is to simplify the right side. So, evaluate the right-hand side and you have this. 3 halves, 5 square is 25, 4 square is 16. And then, paano yung LCD? 16. 16 over 2, it's 8 times 3, 24, plus 25, and you'll have 49 over 16. Okay. After this, kato na yung step na take the square root of both sides of the equation. And remember that the square root of a number gives a plus minus answer. Nakaingon ani square root and ana lang. Plus minus na. Square root of 49 7, square root of 16 is 4. And then transpose nimo 5. So root number 1, negative 5 over 4 plus 7 over 4. Root number 2, negative 5 over 4 minus 7 over 4. And nalagay ko ka roots. Root number 1 is 1/2. Root number 2 is negative 3. Hence, or therefore, x equals negative 1/2 or negative 3. And they are the roots of the equation. So, mo to ang steps sa completing the square. Sige. Let's try another one. This time, wala na to. Assuming familiar na to sa steps niya. Yeah? So, ang first step ani is, dapat, kini nag-group naman siya daan. Okay na niya. So, nag-group na siya on one side. And then, step 2 ito is, dapat 1 ang coefficient sa x squared. Okay na, 1 naman. So, after i-transpose na yung constant sa right side. Parang mabilin, x squared plus 4x na lang. And then, completing the square, mag-add ka. Both sides. So, 4 divided by 2, it's 2. Square 4 pod. Mag-add po ka dili sa right side. Ina. Diba? 1/2 sa coefficient na square. Perfect square na nila yun. Ayan na. And then, 4 over 2, 2 na lang man add mo. After this, pwede na ka mag-square root. Get the square root of both sides. You have this. And then plus minus ni. And then transpose into negative. And then nakaduha ka roots there. 4 and then minus negative 8. Kanara, yun na ang completing the square. So, ang roots niya is 4 and negative 8. Okay na? Sige. The third one is quadratic formula. So, sa quadratic formula, the general form of a quadratic equation is this one, ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0, where a, b, and c are constants. And by using the method of completing the square, the quadratic formula is this. So, kining formula, gi-derive ni siya by completing the square. So, kung completing the square, i-divide ni mo ng equation by a para mawala ng coefficient. Pag human, i-transpose ni mo sa right side, completing the square, simplify mo na resulta. Okay. Pwede na i-prove ninyo, pero dili na lang i-prove ha. Dawatan na lang natin ngayon na yung quadratic formula. Pero kung gusto ninyo i-prove, inatara. Use completing the square. Okay. Sige. For me, pinakadali na whether ma-factorize ya or dili, okay na kay direct substitution. So like this one. So instead niya i-factorize na mo, pwede na magamit ng quadratic formula para diretso. So, given a equals 1, b equals 2, c equals negative 8, substitute directly sa formula. Mga na formula, substitute. And then simplify. 32 plus 4, 36. And then pwede na yun. Simplify. Root number 1, plus ang gamit. And then root number 2 is minus. Mga niyang roots niya. 2 and negative 4. Diretso lang ba? Okay. So, iyon nato ra ang methods on how to solve quadratic equations. Now, kung dili normal nga case, kung medyo application na, kung lisod-lisod na gamay, pwede ka magamit ani nga shortcut. Eh, o na cases na medyo lisod, dili normal, o dili common ba, pwede ko gamit ani. Properties of roots. First, sum of roots. Bali, ang imong roots, x1 and x2. Kung kaunin mo ang sum niya, is just equal to negative b over a. Bali, pang board exam niya ba? Nga shortcut na given a quadratic equation, pwede ra nga dili nimo isolve or dili nimo kaon ang roots. And by just looking at the coefficients, makuha na nimo kung pila ang sum sa roots. Mo na nga shortcut. The second is product. And again, without solving for the roots, by just looking at the coefficients of the quadratic equation, you will know na what is the product of the roots. Mao ni sa. If you multiply the roots, ang result is just C over A. Ito ni test niya. Okay. Okay, nature sa roots. Di ba? Duha man, no? Duha man ka roots, x1 and x2. So, may nature niya. Ang nature sa roots, dito na ito makuha sa akin eh. Kung unsay value ani, radicand, discriminant ni siya, pero mo ni siya ang term under the radical sign. Di ba? Radical or discriminant. Kung zero ka na value, the roots are equal, are real, or sorry, and equal. Pag zero. Pag greater than zero, meaning na value ba? Square root of a positive number na value. The roots are real and unequal tungod sa katong plus o minus nga sign. Diba? Lahi-lahi ang value ang x1 ang x2. But, if the value is less than zero, meaning negative, imaginary siya or complex. So, na-i kay square root of negative kay complex mo na. Kaya na. So, napoy problems na magamit na nimo. Okay? Sige. Example Okay. In the equation x squared plus 11x plus 28 equal to 0, one root is 3 more than the other root. What are the roots of the equation? Now, assuming ta niya dito magamit og calcio, wala atong calcio ordinary, pero kung latest imong calcio dali ra ni ma-solve na nimo dito input. Pero kung undergrad ka, di mo ito pwede. You have to show your solution, di ba? And kung unsa ang pagkuha sa roots mamili ka either by factoring, either or computing the square or quadratic formula, di ba? Sige. So, given A, B, and C, muna ang condition. x1 equals x2 plus 3. Ang atong gamiton ang atong properties of roots. Alternate na method ba? Instead na factoring or factorization, completing the square or quadratic formula method. So, direta. Condition, one root is 3 more than the other root. So, ang atong gamiton is katong sum. Pwede po product if you want. Pero, ang akong gipresent diri is ang sum. x1 plus x2 equals negative b over a. Ulihan na naman ng x1. So, x2 plus 3 plus x2 equals negative 11 over 1. Negative 11 ra. Diba? Simplify ni. So, ang buhaton naman transpose na naman 3. Man-negative siya. Ngayon and then divided by 2, na kay x nga x2, negative 7. After this, imo na substitute diha, negative 7 plus 3, and therefore x1 equals negative 4. Manadaan niyang roots. Diba? And you will get the same result if you use the other three methods. Ika na. Okay. Ani. Find the sum of the roots. 5x squared minus 10x plus 2 equal to 0. Yan na. So, ako na, gamit na quadratic. And i-check na ito sa properties. Tanaw na ito kung na by advantage to. So, A, B, and C given. Gamit the quadratic formula. Substitute. We have this. And then, gana. After that, simplify. First root plus, you have this. Second root minus, you have this. You get the sum. X1 plus x2, the answer is 2. By adding yung duha, the answer is 2. Alternate solution, gamit ka. Find the sum, kanira man. Negative b over a. So, negative, ang b na to is negative 10 over 5. So, 10 over 5, it's 2. You see? Daho, ada diferensya. Di ba? Pero kung board exam ni, nakakalkyo, dali raman po. Pero isolve gini mo. Kung sa gini mo ang x1 o x2, and then i-add ni mo. But if you know this property, diretso na lang. By inspection sa coefficients, makuha ni mo dito ang sum. Okay. Last problem. Dili ni siya sayon ang application na ni sa application. So, there are many applications of quadratic. I mean, applications na ma-result of quadratic equation. This is one of them. Okay. Two engineering students attempt to solve a problem that reduces to a quadratic equation. One of the students make a mistake only in the constant term of the quadratic equation and gives an answer of 8 and 2 for the roots. The other student, solving the same problem, made an error in the coefficient of the first degree term only and gives his answer as negative 9 and negative 1 for the roots. If you are to check their solution, what would be the correct quadratic equation? Now, kung wala ka diskarte yan maglisod mo ka o start asa ka pwede mag-start So, sige. Gamit itong property. Dili magamit ng property. So, solution 1, use property of roots. Okay. Sa first new student, nasayop siya sa constant nga term. Ang iyang A o B, okay lang. Correct, no? Pero he made a mistake sa constant term. Therefore, amo niyang roots 8 and 2. So, sa duha ka properties, dili ta pwede mo gamit kay wrong man iyang C. Pero kaning sum, pwede. Kay correct man iyang A ug B. So we can use this one, but not this one. So dire ta. Naman tayo roots 8 and 2, ibutan na to dire. We have this 8 plus 2. And we can solve for B. B is equal to negative 10A. Of multiply naman natin ng A. Sa student 2, ang iyang sayop is ang coefficient sa first degree. B, bale? Correct iyang A, correct iyang C. Tapos, ang nakuha niyang roots, negative 9 and negative 1. So, sa duha ka properties, dili siya di pwede na ito magamit. Kay wrong one yung B, kini ang magamit na ito. So, wrong na correct ni. And then substitute, negative 9, negative 1. So, you have this. And you can solve for C. I-cross ni mo ng A, na kay C na 9A. Ang sunod is ato ning ipang substitute kining B ug C. Substitute the expressions of B and C to the general form of the quadratic equation. So ang B pulihan na to, C pulihan na to. You have this. Next is i-divide na to ang equation by a. And ang result, x squared negative 10x plus 9. Muna correct. Negative 10x plus 9 equal to 0. Okay, alternate solution. Actually, this is my solution. Lahi pod. Lahi pod. Depende mo na So, mao ni siya. Root sa first ng student, 8 and 2. And x equals 8 and x equals 2. So, kung mabalik ka sa factorization, kung na kay roots nga 8 ug 2, ay unahan siya, di ba? And I hope mag-agree mo this will result to x equals 8 and x equals 2. So, ang buhaton na ni, i-distribute ni, ano siya, x times x times negative 2, negative 8 times, and so on. Simplify, you have this. Mao ni ang nakuha niya. Di ba? But the student made a mistake in the constant term. Therefore, ang C nga 16 is wrong. Pero correct yung A o B. 1 and negative 10. Correct. Sa student 2, muna yung roots. X equals negative 9, negative 1. And then we have this. Diba? And then distribute na to. Ngayon and then combine na to. Pero wrong man siya. Second student, wrong siya sa first degree nga coefficient. 10. So wrong yung 10, ang B, correct yung A o C. So ang buhaton na to, ato ipang collect ang correct nila. Di ba? So, correct ang A, 1 na po dire. Tapos correct yung B, negative 10. Dire correct ang C nga 9. Di ato ni substitute sa general equation, nga tayo na x squared minus 10x plus 9 equal to 0. Okay. So, kailangan lang. So, in case na may ka-encounter mo quadratic equation, and knowing the different methods, you'll be able to use any of those methods kung asa ka comfortable or kung asa pod ang pinaka the best nga gamitan. Okay? Hapit na 40 minutes pero sige. I will try to continue kung pwede pa ba. Okay. So, karon polynomials ta and ang concern sa polynomials ani is usually sa division, di ba? So, kung mag-divide ka, either you will use synthetic division, manual, and kung na kay polynomials nga i-factorize nimo, medyo problema siya kung taas na power, di ba? Like x raised to 5, x raised to 6, medyo taas na ba? So, kining problema sa gamay mo nang gamitan ng synthetic division. Pero dali naman na. You start with 0, and then check nimo and 1, 2, negative 1, negative 1 na ba? So, karon, lahi ang akong concern nila sa polynomials. Yeah? Like, pang board exam nila, pero still, I will introduce manual division yapon para part sa pag-compare sa solusyon. Diba? Okay. This is about remainder theorem and factor theorem. So, okay, I will start with remainder theorem. Remainder theorem states that if a polynomial f of x is divided by x minus a, then the remainder is f of a. So, bali, ang remainder theorem, shortcut na siya. Shortcut ni siya kung saan pagkuha sa remainder without going through manual division. O, di na kinahanglan nga mag-manual division ba? Direct ni siya. So, mao ni siya, no? The remainder daw is f of a. Unsay pasabot ani f of a? Ang f of a is mao ni siya ang value sa pole function kini f of x when x is replaced by a. So katong polynomial nimong f of x, katong variable ng x dito, pulihan nimo og a and then simplify ang result adto mo to ang remainder. Pero ang atong divisor naka-default ni siya x minus a. Sige ha? Tayo na ata. What is the remainder when the polynomial 3x squared plus x squared minus 4x plus 13 is divided by x plus 2? So, ang first solution na to is manual division. We have this. Okay, by the way, kung manual division ka, dapat, decreasing order ang exponent mo or power mo sa variable. So, 3x squared divided by x, that's 3x cubed, 3x cubed divided by x, that's 3x squared. And then, pang high school times x, you have this, 3x squared times 2. And then, i-subtract nimo, di ba? 3x cubed minus x of 0, x squared minus 6. So, ang result is negative 5. And then, bring down negative 4x. And then, i-divide na nimo sa x. You'll have negative 5x. Plus multiply, negative 5x squared, negative 10. And then subtract na po, makancel. Negative 4 minus negative. So, ma-positive ni. 6x na siya, bring down 13. And then 6x divided by x, that's positive 6. And then subtract 13 minus 12, 1. Therefore, the remainder is 1. Ingon na. Mo ni ang manual nga division. Okay, solution to remainder theorem. Pang board exam. So this is our polynomial and our divisor x minus a is equal to x plus 2. Therefore, ang atong a is negative 2. Kay minus negative 2, that will be plus 2. So, ang remainder na to is f of a, negative 2. So, kaning negative 2, i-substitute na to diya sa x. Yun na niyo? Ana. 3, negative 2 cube plus negative 2 square minus 4. And then simplify. 2 cube is 8 times 3. That's negative 24. Yun na niyo? 24. Negative 2 square is 4. Negative 4, negative 2, positive 8, 13. 13 plus 8, that's 21. Plus 4, 25. 25 minus 24 r equals 1. Kana lang. So, sa advantage what if kung kay polynomial nga x raised to 50, i-divide mo Imagine ha, kung manual division ka. X minus 1 lang. Yan. 50 ang highest power. Therefore, ang imong quotient, 49, 48, 47, 46, and so on. Hantod nga na kay constant. Ayaw pa ka makuha og remainder na dugay kayo. 1 hour siguro. Diba? But if you use remainder theorem, dali ra. I-substitute raman nimo. One advantage niya. Okay? Sige. The other one, factor theorem. It's a special case of remainder theorem. So, Factor theorem states that for a polynomial f of x, if f of a, remainder naman if the remainder is 0, then, pasabot, ang x minus a is a factor of f of x. So, pag factor na nga ni, ay iset na to ang remainder to 0. Ayan na. Now, for problems nga dili common, dili mo na to ma-appreciate ni factor theorem. Pareha niyo. Okay ra mo ng manual division ng uban pa akong common na problem, pero kung situational na problem, dili common, diha ni mo ma-appreciate ng uban nga mga other solution. Varian, if x minus 3 is a factor of kx cubed minus 6x squared plus 2kx minus 12, solve for k. And now, so I will present the manual division and then the factor theorem na solution and then see the difference. Listen, yung manual division, pag na variable nga, na another variable ba aside sa x. Anyway, so isugdan na to. Kx cubed divided by x, that's kx squared, So kx squared times x, same negative 3k. And then subtract. Dili man ni makumbahin, kaya naman kay k So kung minus ni, that's negative 6 minus negative plus na. So that would be 3k minus 6. Ana? X squared, then bring down to kx. After this, is divide na nimo. So kini gihapon na times x na lang. Ina. And then multiply. Kini dayon. Tanawa 3k times 3. Pila man na? Negative 9, di ba? Negative 9. Negative 6 times negative 3, that's positive 18. Munang nakaingon na ni. Negative 6, negative 3, positive 18, 3, negative 3, negative 9. And then subtract, makancel ni. Ato i-combine na, minus din no. 2k minus, 2k minus 18 minus negative, so positive ang 9, ma-add dire. So 9 plus 2, mahimo siyang 11k minus 18. Ana. And then bring down negative 12. And then last, i-divide nimo. This will be the constant terms sa quotient. And then multiply again. Ato na po rin siya ko nun. 11k times negative 3. Negative While 18, negative 3, ma-positive sa 54. Okay. Kana lang sa. No? And then combine, ma-cancel na. Renta. Negative 12 minus this. Ma-positive na minus negative man. Pero kini, 18 times 3, that's 54. Plus. Pero kay minus man minus. And you will have this. Kaya negative man so ma-plus na siya. Tapos minus 12. Mo ni ato equate to 0 kay factor man. So direta kana. Kini niya this one equate to 0. So 33k minus 54 minus 12. Combine mo 54 ug 12, that's 66 negative. I-transpose na positive siya. I-divide na itong 33. Then, k equals 2. Lisod mo kaya Di ba? Dili siya sayon. Sayon tanawon Pero kung isolve nini mo, dili siya sayon. Di ba? Panington ka whereas kung magamit ka sa factor theorem na solusyon, anyway, kung undergrad, ingon good. If ever nataga mo problem nga situational, pero kung namay laing option, this is the other option, using factor theorem. Usually for board exam ni siya nga pamaagi. Polynomial, this one. Nya nga to x minus a is x minus 3. Therefore, ang a na to 3 ra. Dili na negative. Oh. Ang r na to is f of 3. So, ang 3 is substitute na to sa x. Pagahom man, equate na to 0 dayon. Kay factor man. Mao ni siya. K na x cubed minus 6 x squared plus 2k times x minus 12 equate to 0. And then simplify. 3 cubed is 27k. 27k. 3 squared is 9 times 6, negative 54. 6k minus 12. And then combine like terms. 27 plus 6, you have 33. And then 54 and 12, 66. Transpose and k equals 2. So, mao ni ang difference. Manual division using factor theorem na style. Okay, so kung mag-divide ka, careful yun, no? Kay one single mistake sa process and will result to a wrong answer. So, so dapat focus yun ka. Kay ginagmay nga sipyatan na wala na dayon. Okay. And kung ang advantage kung daghang kag method nga nibalaan is you will be able to ba kini you'll be able to apply kung sa nga method ang maayo nga gamiton nato given na nga problem. Nakapili ka ba? Kaysa kung isa ra ka method yung nibalaan, it could be na dili siya maayo gamiton given a particular problem. And knowing several methods, ma-apply nimo. It will give you an idea what method is best to use. So again, I hope na mo na-learn gamay, especially sa katong students nga medyo dili strong yung foundation ani. And sa katong mga maayo, I hope na kini nasa mo na-learn nga gamay technique. Okay? So thank you for watching, and again, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel if you want. Okay, that's it.